today we're going to meet the DC Divas.
Yes, I've heard about them. Can't wait to meet them. It's a women's football league that's been operating a long time now.
Right, and we're going to find out just how long, and we're going to find out about their championships and about their amazing season, and we're going to find out why they are the best. Well, no, because after the day, they are no longer going to be the best kept secret. The world is going to know.
Okay. All right, so you be the quarterback and let's run the RPO.
But make sure you stay tuned
What?
for the Veronica Harris Show, and we about to run this RPO.
We have some guests that I've heard about, never had the pleasure to meet. Just found out they had a documentary. They had an undefeated season back in 2015, and I can't wait to learn more about this league that they play in and all the exciting teams around the league. Veronica, today, help me welcome the DC Divas.
Yay, DC Divas! Absolutely.
Got the DC Divas in the house.
DC Divas in the house. Now, for those of you that don't know what the DC Divas are, and you see their nice uniform tops over here, and if you think it looks familiar, yes, it does. It looks like our own Washington team that we have here, but they are not the cheerleaders. No, 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 no. They are not. They actually play the game of tackle football, unlike you who plays flag football.
I'm the champ at flag football. Okay.
So here we have today from the DC Divas, we have Lois Cook, Okima
Trotter.
and Jessica
Johnson.
And Jessica, you are the rookie.
Yes.
All right, so for those of us who don't know, because I'm not ashamed to admit, a lot of us don't know. I've never heard of you. And I'm going to be honest, please don't be mad. The only female football league that I heard of was the lingerie football league. And I'm just like, I never wonder how, first of all, it did not seem safe. You know, all the player safety they talk about in the NFL and what they dress those females in, I'm like, that's not being safe. But I did get a chance to see your uniforms. I saw what you look like in the uniforms. Y'all look very good in your uniforms. And I was like, okay, this is regular, real football. From the helmets to the shoulder pads. I mean, y'all were fully decked out. Okay.
So let's start like this, Veronica. Let's have them say their name, position, and years they've been playing for the team.
Okay.
All right, let's start there.
So I'm Lois Cook. I'm number 18, obviously. I'm a wide receiver, and I've been playing for 8 years.
Okay.
Good.
Okima Trotter, played for 12 seasons, running back and fullback.
Oh.
I was on the 2-time back-to-back champion squad.
Okay, don't be quiet about that. Let it be known. Let it be known.
Back.
You even see she got the rings. She got the rings. When they say in the commercial, Mama ain't got no rings, she got the rings. She got the rings.
And I'm Jessica Johnson. I am a wide receiver and outside linebacker, and last year was my first season.
Okay,
I'm the rookie.
So all right, so unlike some of your male counterparts, you guys, some of you play two-way. Y'all do two-way. You got outside linebacker. I guess that's for defense, right?
Defense,
Yes. Yeah. And you also play offense, wide receiver. Okay. How did each of you come into football? Like, how did you get started? And how did you get to this point where you're for the DC Divas?
So for me, I started playing with my brother. My brother's 11 months older than I am, so we're really close growing up. And we played neighborhood ball. And I just, for some reason, got hooked on football. I mean, I was the only girl. They didn't tackle me, so I guess my head got big. But I was obsessed with football, carried it throughout high school, college, and actually while I was in Georgia in college, I was stopped by the security guard down there, and he was the head coach. So he recruited me as a quarterback. And then, of course, when I came home to D.C., I just looked for the women's football team in the area, and that's how I got
Now, did you play in college?
No. I just threw the ball. Like, I was walking around campus throwing the ball everywhere I went. So that was just
He
my
recruited
thing.
you to play.
Quarterback for the women's team in Georgia.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
sorry.
All right.
Okay.
Got it. Okay. Awesome. What about yourself, Okima?
So similar to Lois, I have an older brother, so I was always tagging along behind him. Played football with the guys in the neighborhood, but soccer was my first love.
Okay.
So I grew up playing soccer. Still hold the school record for the most goals in high school.
Nice.
Played in college, but I was always the most aggressive, most physical. I broke a few ankles other people in the soccer field, some noses.
Okay.
So when I came up here, I took my son to the barber shop one day and was telling one of the guys in there about the story of how the guys were complaining, saying I needed a red card, throw out the game and stuff. Mm-hmm. And he was like, "You should play football." I was like, "Women don't do that. What are you talking about?" So I looked it up, found the Divas, and tried out for the team, and I've been here ever since.
12 seasons is a long time.
Yeah,
it's a long time. I don't care if you're. Any sport, regardless if if it's a male sport, female. 12 years at a professional level is a long time. So that speaks to your longevity.
Yeah, I love it though. I've had the Joe Theismann break, bounce back, and
you're better than him because he never came back.
And I actually had that conversation. I met him.
Oh, you met him?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Went right after I broke my leg. I went to the Redskins training camp. They invited us out, so I was on crutches, had my leg all casted up, and here comes Joe Theismann, and it was an emotional conversation, I will say. But he was saying how the doctors back then, the medicine back then wasn't where it is today.
Yeah,
so he was like, "You'll be fine," and came back the following season, broke it again.
Oh, good Lord.
But then I rehabbed, got myself together, and that's with a titanium rod. I have a rod from my knee to my ankle.
Wow.
But then in 2015 and 2016, I led my team to the championship.
Nice. Wow. That is, because I still to this day, I was young when that happened, but I still remember that hit. It's just like, ugh.
Oh yeah, it was like out there.
It was just not. Lawrence Taylor. Oh my God. Even now I just can't.
Yeah. So Jessica, how'd you get it?
I grew up playing sports. Basketball was my first love. Did basketball, softball, track in high school. When I got to college, I went to the University of Florida, where I played rugby. And so I got involved with rugby, played there, played for the state of Florida, and then played for the USA U23 South team. And so when I moved here, started playing rugby, I broke my ankle. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to retire. Then I'm sitting at home on Facebook. I'm looking at pictures, and I see women playing football. I'm like, what is this? And so I look it up online. I see some friends that are playing. I find out about tryouts, and I go to the tryouts.
Well, it's awesome because I'm listening to both of you, and you're telling me about some pretty horrific type of injuries, and I'm just like, because I remember. I've seen some people break some ankles, and that's not too pretty, and I'm sure it's very painful. Luckily, I've never broke any bones. But to see that you guys have bounced back and you're still continuing to play, and rugby. Now, I was introduced to rugby when I was in Australia, and to see it, and they've often said, the people in Australia say, American football players would try to come down there and play rugby. They said they couldn't hack it. They could not hack because rugby is just
very physical.
Very physical.
I was familiar with the contact.
Right.
So I wasn't afraid about getting hit or anything like that.
So to me, it seems like all three of you grew up in terms of just being tomboys, rough and tumble, just getting dirty, doing your thing. My kind of female. That's how I
my share
grew
of
up.
ballet. Cheerleading.
But what? But
I didn't like it.
Exactly. Didn't like it. But it's just Gregory, even though he's my brother, love him dearly. He does have a male perspective sometimes. And I know when he was growing up, he didn't date athletes because, he didn't. Maybe they weren't pretty enough.
You missed out.
They weren't pretty enough or whatever. Even though he had two sisters, older sisters, who were all athletes. But because and I know myself as a female, I just always wanted to be seen as I'm just an athlete. I play. Wasn't really into the looks or anything, but all of you are gorgeous and you are divas. You look like divas. I love football, but at some point I got to the nails and I had to give it up.
I'll tell you, I taught PE at an all-girls school, and when we did football, they really got behind it. They loved it. I tried to reach out to y'all to get them to come by. They were so interested in football, but I don't know what happened there. Anyway, football, the game of football. What do y'all think about it now? Which way do y'all think it's going? They said in about 20 years or so, football will be, kind of phased out because so much going on with the CTE. Is that something y'all concerned about?
You talking about the NFL or our league? Because they're going a different direction, I think.
The NFL's going that way, yeah, because of so many
They're getting
concussions.
softer.
Glad you said it. I didn't.
What's what's going on in y'all league?
Yeah.
They're getting softer. What are y'all?
I think we're getting a little bit more physical and
More physical.
breaking some glass ceilings in our world. Yes.
Okay. All right. So the
Y'all are
concussion things, that's not rampant in
So
y'all
we
league?
practice heads up football and safety, but we understand that when you step on the field, be prepared to get hit and get your head rocked, or you need to go do the ballet somewhere.
This is why women, we are better. I'm just telling you, because even when it comes to college and when it comes to, they need to be paid and they need to have all these opportunities and all these pathways, talking about the men now, we women have always known what the deal was. We know that probably we won't be professionals, probably we won't make a lot of money, so therefore we need to be prepared for what comes next and after. But we understand football. You understand when you step on that court, you step on that field, that's what you signed up for.
Exactly.
And we're not trying to be all can't touch the.
But I mean, that speaks to the passion behind it too. I mean, we play because we literally love this game, and so if I had broke my ankle too, I didn't know you did too. But so once you have an injury, it's your mentality behind it. So if you feel like you can't go on and you're not going to put forth any effort, but if you have that mentality that you want to play, well, that injury is not going to stop you.
All right. Well, I love when I'm here, but we are on the break now, so we are going to stop right here, and we're going to come back. When we come back, we're going to learn more about the DC Divas, about your league, and just everything that makes you a diva.
It's a short ride from your neighborhood to your naturehood. To find a neighborhood park or green space near you, visit discovertheforest.org.
Back here with the Divas and just trying to find out a little more about them. Like I said, I've heard about them, but haven't seen them live. Like, when does the league start? Where do y'all play y'all games? What is the training like? Tell me all about it. What y'all going?
First of all, what's the name of what is it? What's the league called? Is it the what?
It's the WFA.
So the league is the WFA. Yes, okay. It's Women's Football Alliance. We start our preseason in December. We actually start tryouts as early as now, and we do training camps in December, and then we start preseason workouts in January and kind of carry us through to the season. The season starts in April. We run through June, and then after June is the playoff season, and then championship follows in August.
So how long is the playoff season? Like, what's the setup for that?
We have three games for playoffs. So mid-June through end of July.
Yeah.
So.
Now you said earlier that there are 50 teams in the WFA, and you're divided up into tiers: tier 1, tier 2, tier 3.
I think it's 70 teams.
70? No, it's 51.
So every city that has an NFL team has a women's. Just about every city that has an NFL team has a women's professional team.
Okay.
So it's probably a little over 50 for the WFA, but then there's other leagues out there that are as competitive as the WFA. So combining all those.
In the WFA, there's 50 teams.
It's probably a little bit more than 50.
More than a little.
Okay,
Yeah.
more than 50. So how
Maybe
many
about
teams are
55.
in each tier? About.
It varies. So within the three tiers, you have the they split it up into divisions as well. Then you have the Eastern Conference and the Western Conference. So you go through the regular season playing your division and teams along your conference. So we might have to travel to Atlanta or Boston or New York. But then for the championship, you go through the playoffs. It's usually like the winner of each division kind of rises to the top, and then the winner from the East plays the winner of the West in the championship.
So when you have your championship, you have basically got the cream of the crop from the entire WFA, and that is the champion of that entire league.
Yeah, you take the best from the East against the best from the West, and that determines the champion.
Okay. All right, cool. Because I didn't know if there was like, a champion from tier 1, a champion from tier 2.
So they have, to prevent blowouts from happening and keep the fans excited, they split it up into the tiers. So now they do have the different tier championships.
Okay. All right. Question?
Where do y'all play your games?
Our current home field is PG Sports Complex in Landover, so we share the parking lot with FedEx Field.
All right. No, that's a nice place to play.
Yes.
That is really nice to play.
Now, is there any rule differences in y'all game than the NFL?
We play college rules.
NCAA. We used to play by the NFL rules. They switched it a couple years ago.
And about the ball size, is it
It's smaller.
a little smaller?
Yeah, it's about this big.
Well, look at their hands.
I know.
I mean, the basketball.
Just asking. Yeah, I mean, I expected that. You know. But it ain't many different more rule changes from the basketball game. So other than ball size, that's what I figured it would be, Ronnie. Now, what y'all going the same trend as the NFL? Is all about the offense? Y'all airing it out? Y'all running the ball? What's y'all style of play?
We mix it up, switch it up. Depends on the flow of the game.
Okay.
But we can do it all though.
Oh,
We're
yeah?
not. You don't just have a. We're not just a running team. We got a quarterback who's ranked with the NFL quarterbacks actually.
Oh, so they have QB ratings and all that
Oh
stuff?
yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
All right.
She actually retired a couple years ago, but she's up there with the NFL stats.
Nice. Also, with the let's talk about coaches. Now, is there diversity within the coaches? Do you have any female coaches, head coaches, OCs, DCs? I mean, are there a lot of females in the coaching ranks, or is it more primarily males? What about African Americans? Do you have a lot of African American coaches, whether they be female or male?
So the coaching staff, we do have a lot of male presence on the coaching staff, but then you also have some retired players who have stepped up to fill the coaching roles as well. I think the passion that a lot of the players have for the Divas is that we don't want to see anything, we don't want to see the team go in the wrong direction, so we will do whatever it takes to keep the team moving forward.
And as a matter of fact, our head coach was a former player for, I forget how many years she head coached, but she was the head coach for quite a while.
Okay. Now, unlike, the big contracts and stuff that we see in the NFL, unfortunately, you guys don't get paid. Is that correct?
So we're run off of donations, sponsorships, and endorsements. So everything that we do, we pay for ourselves. So without the support from sponsors and things like that, we do pay the out of pocket for equipment and player fees in order to play.
Now, in order to generate, obviously, support, hopefully get those more endorsements or sponsorships, there's been a documentary done about the DC Divas. Tell us a little bit about that.
So the documentary is called Victorious. In 2015, when the team went undefeated, we had a film crew that came out in the beginning of the season, actually during the preseason, having no idea where the team was going to go that season. He actually thought we were going to lose early on in the season. So the film covers I think about 5 players of the team and kind of gets our background history. I'm one of those players that's highlighted in the film. But it just goes through our kind of daily walk and struggle through life, and as a result, it shows that we all come together for the same passion of football. And it's a very inspirational film, and it's a must-see, I will say.
All right. Well, hopefully, it gets distributed widely, and it's something that we can all see. Hopefully, we'll see it on some kind of a streaming service or something on one of the major networks, and we'll pick it up because, like I said, just from the pictures that I saw, it just piqued my interest because this. Pictures, 1,000 words. Pictures can say 1,000 words. And when I just saw the energy that came from the picture, and I think it was you I saw that was either catching a ball or running, I was just like, wow, this looks really interesting. Remind me when I was little when I played football. I loved to create mayhem and just hit people.
Right. That's what
that was the fun part.
That's your opportunity to get out all your aggression, without getting in trouble for it. But.
Now, are any of you mothers? I see you are about to be.
I have 3 boys. I have a 12-year-old, a 2-year-old, and a 3-year-old.
So what do they think about their mom playing football?
So my oldest, he was about 2 or 3 when I first came back to the Divas, and he used to watch the Redskins on TV, and he would say, "Mommy football, mommy football." But he loves it, and the other 2, they love it too. I mean, they always want to wear the helmet and things like that. So, and it's really nice because I can connect with my oldest. He wants to play football, so I can connect with him on that level, and we can go out and play, and I can teach him what I know. So I mean, it's a joy.
I mean, it's interesting you bring that up because when we talk about with the CTEs and stuff, and they've talked about there's been a decline in participation, and they were saying like they always focus on like the mothers, and there was like, you know, what are you going to, you know, those mothers out there that's going to say I don't want my son, and there's fathers too that say it, but they kind of like focus on the mothers that say I don't want my son, but here you're kind of like the opposite.
No, I mean,
play.
yeah, I mean, I'm terrified.
You want him to
for
play.
sure. You know, I don't want him to get hurt, of
Right.
course, and I've been hurt myself, so of course I don't want that, but you can't take away the fun of football. You know, you have to just take precautions and go about it that way and make sure you know, do your research and educate yourself on things like that. But I'm totally fine with him playing.
Okay. So is your family a big supportive of you playing football?
My family's supportive. My dad says I'm his son that he never had. So he's very supportive. He comes to the games, cheers for me, talks about me at work. The other half is kind of doesn't want me to play just because of the risk of injury. He's like, you know, you're a professional now. If you get hurt, how are you going to work? I'm a health and physical education teacher in DC.
We are too.
Yay. So if I get hurt and I'm out, it's really going to affect me doing my job.
How many sick days you got?
I know.
You gotta make them sick days. What about yourself?
So I actually have a 20-year-old and one on the way. So with my
Wow,
son.
talk about that big. Yeah. Like
got
what
married
made
last
you
year.
decide? Like, okay, I'm gonna do this again.
Well, I always wanted to do it again, but I just got married last year, so I
Okay.
wanted to do it the right way.
Okay.
But so when I started playing, he was about 6, and I think when he was about 9, he wanted to play football. So I coached the running backs for his little Pop Warner team.
Nice.
So I was able to make sure that they were using the proper techniques, getting the fundamentals down. And I mean, I'm with her. Like I don't like to see him get hurt or anything like that. I've already had the conversation with my husband. She's gonna be playing too.
Oh, so you already know it's
Oh,
It's
yes,
a
girl.
diva.
He's
a diva.
Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just you just have to teach them the proper techniques and make sure they're doing it the right way and the safe way. And I mean, you can't really control anything after that. You just got to put it in God's hands. So.
Yeah, I mean, of course, no parent wants to see their child hurt and everything. But to me, just by talking to all three of you, and you're not a mom yet, right?
Not yet, no.
No, but just your whole mentality seems to be, I think, the right way. Is that, you know, stuff's gonna happen in life, but if I can teach you the right way and prepare you as best as possible, then, you know, hey, let the chips fall where they may, and let you do what, you know, you have a love for and a passion for.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Greg, you want to tell us something today? You gonna let Vanessa play? I know she plays basketball.
No, Vanessa can't play.
Why not?
Well, I wanted my daughter to play individual sport. I didn't want her to play a team sport. You know, just because you know, I went that route, and just the thing with the dating the athletes, I went that route, and I wanted my lady to take me a different route. So I want Vanessa to take me into the tennis and you know, because I didn't get a chance to do any of that, and I felt like if, you know, she went there, then I would get exposed to that. Does that make any sense?
No, you selfish.
So what if your daughter says, "Daddy, I want to play football or basketball or soccer," which teaches you the fundamentals for all sports, basically?
She can do that, but that's not where I tried to steer her.
And then
Love
also,
that. I think
the other side too is, you know, when you have your team sport, what I actually really love about the Divas is you have that sisterhood, and you get the camaraderie behind it. So you have that bond and a group of people support, so a support group outside of your other circles. That, you know, it's an extra benefit to
that
it.
support group can go the other way too. Like, and that's what got me in all my trouble. My teammates. You know, we after games, drinking,
you were just a follower.
I think the coach didn't make y'all run enough. That's what that was. Y'all should
Well,
went
whenever
home and
she's
slept.
ready, we're ready for her.
Yes.
Okay, all right, well, I'll get her to a game, and if she likes it,
How
then
old is she?
she's 10 now.
Oh yeah, bring her out.
Stop looking at me.
Oh yeah. When we come back, we're gonna find out how often they practice and what a little typical practice is, and, you know, just get into more about the Divas.
Learning more about the Divas.
Let me tell you about the toughest guy on earth. He has the crazy strength to lift the man that raised him up without even flinching. This guy, no, this warrior, will always be by his father's side, even if his dad will hardly remember. If this guy isn't the toughest guy on the planet, then I don't know who is. Caregiving is tougher than tough. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving.
And now that we're back,
Wait a minute, how many times a week do you guys practice?
3. Well, so we practice Tuesday, Thursday, and then Saturdays until the season starts, and our games are on Saturdays.
Okay.
And
So
we
it's-
travel when we're away games, so.
So
Okay.
2 hours, 2.5 hours per practice.
Okay. So, and that I'm sure that doesn't include film. So I study film.
No,
Yeah.
so then
Film is
film is like
Mondays,
Monday or
yeah.
Wednesday.
And y'all do that? Y'all come together to do that, or y'all do that on your
Sometimes
own?
we get together to do it. We also do it on our own. So we eat, sleep, live, breathe football. So it's almost like every day of the week. So whether we're on the field or off the field, we're doing something with football.
So
Or
how do
being on the
you
committee.
achieve that work-life football balance?
That's a great question.
You just gotta prioritize, like me.
I mean, because you're getting your master's and you're coaching
Yeah,
and
I
you're
teach, I
teaching.
coach, get my master's, and I live in Virginia,
Yeah.
outside of DC, so just the commute alone, multitasking while I'm driving, and
Right. Yep.
that's it.
Yeah, I mean, there's like I said, my son was basically raised by the Divas, so we had homework nights in the car, dinner nights in the car, dinner nights in the field. There was a couple years we actually had a team that was a personal chef, so she would take orders and we get to the field and his dinner would be ready at the
Wow,
field.
that would be great.
Yeah.
That's great.
But I mean, it's just a matter of juggling. I think when you're extremely passionate about something, you make time for it.
Yeah. Something you love, you make time to do it.
Oh, that's awesome. But it seems like, again, like women, we can do these sort of things. You know,
Don't you see
it's
those
just-
pictures with the women with all the 8 arms and
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Two
that's
heads.
yeah, I mean, you have to, especially if you still want to do this. So, what do you want people to know most about the Divas? Like, what do you want people to know?
We're a number 1 team, and we're passionate about what we do, and we love the support. So we just want people to come out and see what we're about, and just to kind of watch the games and just see it. Just come out and.
Don't just see it, support it. So
Well, yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
like we need the
sure.
support. It's we're going through the same. We put in the same effort, the same work, shed the same blood, sweat, tears that the men in the NFL do, and they get paid the millions. But we do it for because the love of the game, or we might have some little kids that look up to us at the elementary school down the street or something. So we need all the support we can get, and help us get the word out, help us spread the word, come to the games. Just support us. Women need support.
I mean, I teach in Jersey, but if y'all ever up there, I would love to have you come into my school just to, talk to all my students, but definitely the females, and just letting them see that you really can do anything, and you can do it in terms of your academics,
Right.
Having a family and still being passionate about it, or if you don't have a family, you got your coaching. I mean, you can still be interested in other things and do other things, but still do this. And I must say, like, as far as the team, you guys don't come in half-stepping, because I'm all about the uniform, because I'm like, if you look good, you play good, and I was really impressed. I was like, they got some nice kick uniforms, some kick A uniform. I love it, and you guys look you look the part. I mean, not that you aren't the part, but you really do. Like,
as a matter of fact, we do actually every year we do go through a tour of schools. So we do go through and do like youth, talk to youth about being physical in general, but also women in football. So last year I think we visited like 10 different schools. So.
Well, if y'all can make it up to Jersey, please. Edison High School is where you want to come. And where can people find you on social media so we can support?
So Facebook, DC Divas Football, and dcdivas.com is our general website, so they can get all the information is there.
Awesome.
So.
Well, thank you so much for coming out here. We have enjoyed you. Well, you will have to come back. You definitely have to come back. We want to hear more about your season and everything. And just had a great time. Anything for you, Gregory?
no, we out of time.